Students at the school are collecting fruit to give to the community. They collected 1,352 fruit were collected in term 1. At the end of the year, 4,890 fruit had been collected altogether. How much fruit did the students collect after term 1? Go ahead and do some thinking about this problem by building it with place value discs and a place value chart or a number line. You choose which is most efficient for you. Pause the video now and give it a go. I'm going to start with the place value discs. This was a little trickier. I had to think backwards because at the end of the year, I know they had 4,890, no ones, but I know I need to take away term 1 to find out what they had the rest of the year, terms 2 and 3. So I'm going to go ahead and take away the 1,352. Now, many adults say, oh, you have to start with the ones and then go over. But I don't have to, actually. I think I'm going to start with the thousands because it's easier for me. Here I have 4,000. I can take away 1,000. Okay, so that was over in term 1. And then 300, I can take away 300 really easily. Okay. 50, I can take away 50 really easily. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. But I get to the 2, and that gets complicated because I don't have any ones to take away. What should I do? Pause the video and discuss what I should do. Well, I know I can move a 10 over here, but if I'm going to take away ones from it, I have to replace it with 10 ones. So I am going to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, now can I take away 2? Yeah, very easily. Take away those 2, and I can see I have 8 left of those 10. So I know that my remaining, what was collected in terms 2 and 3, the rest of the year, is 3,538. Well, I'm going to check my work with a number line. I can build it or I could draw it, whatever's best for you. And you decide right now how you're going to check your work. Pause the video and do it another way. Did you get the same answer when you checked your work? Let's see how I do. I know that I'm going to start with the biggest number and go backwards because I'm getting rid of some. Taking away term 1. So let's see. I can go back 1,000. That's pretty easy. So I'll subtract 1,000, and that gives me 3,890 left. And then I can subtract the 300. That's pretty easy. Minus 300. So I'll have 3,590. And then I can subtract the 50, that'll be pretty easy still. Minus 50, and I get 3,540. And then I'll subtract the 2, minus 2, and I should get, well, 40 minus 2 would be 38. So I think my final answer is 3,538. Does that match what I got the first time? It does, so I know I'm accurate. I showed you how to build in 2 ways. Now how can we draw this? I'm going to challenge you today to draw it in a tape diagram, or what's also called a bar diagram. You may remember it also is called a part-part whole. How would you draw this one? Pause the video and give it a go. Let's make sense of this problem. I know at the end of the year, the whole school year, the students had collected 4,890 pieces of fruit. So we would say this is the total they collected. And then I know that in term one, maybe I want to say all the terms. I could even say AT, all the terms. Term one, I know they did 1,352. And I want to find out what they did the rest of the year. And in our school, that is terms 2 and terms 3 together. So this helps me make sense of the problem. And I know, because I've already checked my work, that what was left for those terms was 3,538. Notice I made my term 1 part a little smaller. Why did I do that? Pause the video and give it a discussion. This problem is not finished yet. In term 2, students collected 2,467 pieces of fruit. How much did they collect in term 3? Using what we already have figured out, go ahead and solve this problem. You can build it with base 10 blocks or a number line, and then draw what our tape diagram or bar model might look like. Pause the video and give it a go. How did you do? This is how I did some of my thinking. Yours may be similar or a little different, and that's okay. I thought, now I know that term 2 and term 3 are separate, and I know that term 2 had this much, so I put 2,467 there. That made me think I needed to figure out this one. So I knew I could take this from this to find this, which I did with building. Then I went and checked, how could I redraw my tape diagram or bar model? And I thought, I still have all the terms, but I can now break it up into term 1, term 2, and term 3. And when I found out term 3, I got 1,071. Did you get the same as me? Am I accurate? Check your work and check mine too.